Let's talk ramen. As I mentioned a couple of times on my channel before, I'm a big fan of Japanese ramen, especially Hakata style tonkotsu ramen. And that love comes from my first time I visited Japan. And Ichiran was the trigger for it. I went to Ichiran 2 times the last time we've been to Japan. But to be fair, we also tried other ramen restaurants which weren't as good in my opinion. But Ichiran was the only chain we tried. And since then I was hooked on tonkotsu style ramen. But the internet apparently has some sort of hate to Ichiran because a lot of content creators, Japan content creators or TikTokers or whatever, always call Ichiran mid for some reason, so it's apparently not that good, which I'm very confused of. Yesterday we went by one Ichiran branch that was in our location, like near from our location where we're staying, and people were lining up outside. And not only tourists, there were locals lining outside of Ichiran, which I think to myself, if locals like stay in line for a chain restaurant, it can't be that bad. So today we are on a mission. I picked out 5 restaurants in total that we will try out. One of them will be the Ichiran headquarters, because where else to try Japan if not in the capital of Hakata style tonkotsu ramen in Fukuoka. And then we will see. I want to know if my love for Ichiran still stands. Maybe I changed over the past years, I don't know. Or is it as good as I remember it? And then we will go on a mission to find like something better, if there is a couple of like standalone restaurants which are not big chains. So yeah, let's go for our ramen journey. So the first stop, our baseline of tonkotsu, Hakata style tonkotsu ramen is done, and the baseline is really high. Like my head can process why so many people say that Ichiran is overrated, because I think it's properly rated, and it was delicious. You have let me try to describe Ichiran ramen. The broth is rich, but not but not too heavy. It doesn't stay in your stomach too much. The portion size was good. I'm not like full till I can walk, but I'm maybe around 80 to 90% full. The noodles were amazing. I liked the thin noodles. The seasoning was top notch. The chashu, even though kind of thin, but that's what I specifically like, a lightly thinner chashu, which was very tender, which was not too fatty, not too chewy. there's nothing I can say that is negative. Nothing. So I wonder what else what other kind of ramen restaurants we will find, or like I know which one we will go to, but what they can deliver, because I like I said before, I don't understand why people say, like other content creators especially, that Ichiran is overrated and mid, because I think it tastes amazing. But that's our baseline for today, because our mission is to find a restaurant, a store that has better tonkotsu ramen than Ichiran, which is like the whole point, and I'm looking forward to it, because if we can find something better, that's good for everyone, especially for me. So let's go to the next one. So we are back in the hotel for a quick break. So I just want to give you a quick review about the last ramen shop we went to, and I have to say, it is definitely a local shop. So it was very small. There were locals there, and let's talk about the broth. The broth was very thick. It was almost like you put cream in there. That's how thick it was. Well, although the flavor was nice, but it was like a little bit too, how do I say it? A little bit too one-dimensional. It was good, so it wasn't bad, but it was missing something. The noodles were fine, were okay. The chashu was a little bit too thick and too fatty for me, which made it not as tender as it could be. And yeah, overall, I would rate it like a little bit lower than Ichiran. So at the current point, after the second restaurant, Ichiran is still on top, but we have a couple left. So let's see what the next can offer. So it's the end of the night, and unfortunately we didn't make it to the third ramen restaurant that we wanted to, because we went to the same izakaya that we went yesterday, and we just spent most of our time there. So if I sound kind of weird, don't worry, it's because I drank a little bit of alcohol, of course, because that's what you do in an izakaya in Japan. But we spoke to one of the waitresses, and she gave us a recommendation for a ramen spot that she likes very much, and we will try that out tomorrow, so we can continue our ramen journey, or what can beat Ichiran ramen. So other than that, we have been to another second street branch that was a little bit on the outskirts of Fukuoka, and I bought a pair of pants that are quite nice for like 12 euros or something. So a nice basic pants, and we decided to go tomorrow again to the same izakaya, because we sort of made friends with them, and the drinks are kind of cheap. The food is quite nice. So Tomimaru in Fukuoka is the place to go if you are like in Fukuoka in any time. Go to that izakaya. It is fun. Drinks are good. Drinks are cheap. Food is good. You will have a nice time. And if you want to have some sort of activity around the area, there's a Taito, there's a Gigo, and there's a Round 1. So there is enough opportunity to spend your time around this area. So that's it for today, and we will continue our ramen journey tomorrow. Good morning. Today is the second part of our ramen tour. We have a couple of restaurants on our list. We get out of the hotel a little bit earlier today, so we should get a couple of ramens into. And don't worry, I look a little bit younger because that's what Japan does to you. And yeah, let's go eat. So we are back in the hotel for a short toilet break. So let's review the last ramen restaurant. I will show the name right here. I forgot how it was called, but holy shit, that's the first ramen shop I've been to that gives Ichiran a run for his money. Like, the broth was nice, the noodles were nice, the chashu was amazing, the egg was better than at Ichiran, because Ichiran you just get a plain egg, you have to peel it yourself. In this shop they used like marinated eggs, which is a big plus. At the table you have a lot of condiments. You have chili sesame oil, you have extra garlic, you have sesame seeds, you have ginger. And yeah, at first I thought the soup was okay until I put the garlic in, and that's what I do at Ichiran as well. I always put some garlic in with my order, and that made the soup like extremely delicious. So I wouldn't say that one is better than the other. I think right now they are like on par with each other. Yeah, but I'm surprised. I mean, this ramen shop gets like gets the bonus of like not being a big chain, like being a little bit more local. There were a lot of people waiting in line because we came right at lunchtime, I'm sorry. And overall great experience, and instead of water you get green tea, which is also a big plus. So ramen wise, the product itself is pretty much on the same level as Ichiran for me, but the overall shop experience is even a tiny bit better, I would say. So I'm excited to see what else or what experience we will have with the next ramen shop that we will go to. So let's get something to eat.
What is up guys, present day Ray here. The review for the last ramen restaurant that's called something Gaga unfortunately had no sound. That's why I have to record it right now in post-production. So what can I say about this ramen place? This place had probably one of the most delicate tonkotsu ramen I've ever had. The noodles are very fine, very thin. The chashu also was very thin and very melty. So overall, if you want to have a more delicate, more almost fine dining tonkotsu ramen experience, and you're in Fukuoka, go to this place. And I have to say, looking back at it, like right now, this bowl of ramen was like exceptional. So it was very, very, very good. And they also have small portion sizes. So if you want to make sort of a ramen tour, just like I did, small portion sizes are your saver because you can try multiple restaurants out in one day. And yeah, so that's the review for the place. And also it was very stylish, very, very well decorated. It was a very beautiful place. It was a little bit hidden behind another building, but overall very nice place, very friendly employees. So yeah, definitely check this place out if you are in Fukuoka, Japan. Quick review about the last ramen shop, Hakata Isso in Nakasu. So I couldn't film much there because it was very fast. You had to go in there, eat, and get the fuck out. We were in line before the store opened. So yeah, it's a quite popular shop. I think this bowl of ramen is quite polarizing because I think this is like from my feeling, I don't know 100% correct, but from my feeling, this could be the most traditional Hakata style tonkotsu ramen. I might be wrong here, but like for my taste personally, I know everything here is subjective. A couple of points. The broth was very rich, very fatty, and very heavy. Like it was almost, I don't want to say it because I don't want to sound mean, but that's the closest word I can find here. It tasted almost kind of dirty in a way, so very porky. It had like a slight stench to it. It was subjectively, in my opinion, not the best broth. The noodles were fine. The chashu was okay. And the egg was also alright. I had to put a little bit of garlic. That's a funny thing. They had like complete garlic cloves there with a garlic press that you could put into your soup, which was fine. But overall, like in my opinion, from the restaurants we tried in those 2 days, this is probably, like I would say, on the last place. So just to finish this whole ramen journey, let's finish this off. Starting from the last place, we have the store I just talked about, the Hakata Isso. Unfortunately, it was not to my taste. I know, or I have a feeling why some people might like it, and it felt like a very traditional way. The one that comes after that was the store we went yesterday. I forgot how it was called, where we had this really white soup. This goes like on the second to last. At spot number 3, we have the store which is called something Gaga. I can't remember the names because the names are kind of complicated. But the Gaga place is on place 3. You know what? Let's put it at place number 2 because the first place are shared between Ichiran and the other place that we have been at the first today. I don't know what it is about Ichiran that I love so much. I know taste is always subjective, and for some reason Ichiran fits my taste especially, but the other place that we went to the first today, was very good. It was very good. Like everything was fine. Just the egg was a tiny bit better than Ichiran. That's why I placed them both at the same place. You know what? Screw it. Ichiran is the second place, and the other place that we went today is in the first place. That is the only place that is better than Ichiran because of several reasons. Taste-wise, they're pretty much the same. If you put garlic in the soup, then they're the same. The egg was better, and the atmosphere had a little bit more of a like real Japanese restaurant and not some sort of chain restaurant vibe. That's why Ichiran is placed at number 2. So we kind of fulfilled our mission to find a ramen restaurant that beats Ichiran. Yet why I'm doing this here? There are so many Japan content creators who like really bash on Ichiran for whatever reason. I think from a flavor standpoint, Ichiran is very good. The fact that you have a lot of customization specifically to your taste makes a good restaurant in general. I know some people just hate on the fact that Ichiran is a chain, even though the soup might be industrially produced in some way, but nonetheless I think the soup and everything is kinda engineered to taste in a way. You have a consistent good flavor like all the time, and that's also a sign of quality in my opinion. Many other restaurants, especially from those who I know, like in Germany, the quality can vary slightly from day by day. That's why I think Ichiran is not mid. Ichiran is a very good and tasting ramen. I know for some people it's not their taste, and I know probably some content creators and people bash on it just for the reason because it is a chain, it is sort of industrially standardized or for whatever reason. But I think Ichiran deserves a good place because it tastes very good in my opinion. But the other place, I will put the name somewhere here, is slightly better because of the atmosphere and the egg. It's that simple. So yeah, that is our ramen journey. We found a place that is better than Ichiran, and I'm glad I found it. And just a quick little note, because most of the time content creators on the internet say there are so many other restaurants in Tokyo. If you visit Tokyo, don't go to Ichiran or whatever. If you compare ramen restaurants, make sure to compare the same kind of ramen. In general, if you're comparing foods, make sure it's the same thing. You can't compare a tonkotsu ramen to a shoyu ramen or to a shio ramen. That just doesn't make any sense. You wouldn't compare the spaghetti bolognese from one Italian restaurant to the spaghetti carbonara from another restaurant. That doesn't make any sense. And that's what many content creators do, and that's what I stand against, because that is just the most wrong thing you can do in food reviews in general. You wouldn't go to one supermarket and compare the apple to the pears of another supermarket. That doesn't make any sense. And most content creators on the internet do exactly that when it comes to ramen in Japan. They say, yeah, there are many other ramen restaurants in Tokyo, whatever. Yes, but how many Hakata style tonkotsu ramen places are there that are better than Ichiran? And that narrows down the selection, I think, quite significantly, even though I didn't try everything. But just make sure, if you compare ramen restaurants, make sure that they have the same style of product. Because, as I said, it doesn't make sense to compare a tonkotsu ramen place to a shoyu or a shio ramen place. It doesn't make any sense. May that be my last word on the topic of Ichiran. That's just, of course, my opinion according to my taste. I know many people will have a different opinion, and I'm totally fine with that. So maybe you have some ideas. If you come to Fukuoka, try the restaurants I tried today and make your own opinion. And I see you
in the next video. Bye bye.